I'm thinking about the poor white people. And I don't mean poor woes me, I mean poor as in, bitch, you broke. Specifically, a poor white Trump supporter. Because I have a friend named Billy, and Billy is rich. And I also have another friend named Lindsay, and Lindsay is not rich. And there was this one time when Lindsay came to visit me while I was with Billy. Lindsay was also pregnant. So Billy says, are you having a boy or a girl? Lindsay says, it's a boy. Billy says, that's cool. What are you gonna name him? Lindsay says, Waylon. The look of pure disgust that came over Billy's face. So I slick noticed this, and I'm like, Billy, fix your motherfucking face. He says, that name is white trash, and so is she. And he was disgusted. I knew then that rich white people do not like poor white people.
Good afternoon, Senator. Tell us
That's how northern warfare think about you southern white trash. That's what the ones who won the Civil War think about you. Do you understand that inferior bad genes, inbred stupid, you and all your people?
In case you missed it, that was southern white trash motherfuckers. That's what northern war vets think about you. That's what those that won the Civil War think about you. You fucking inferior, fucking low, fucking bad genes, inbred stupid cunts. You and all your fucking people. Wow. That, just call me ghetto. Call me hood, call me ratchet. Cause baby, he meant every single word of that. After all a poor white person does for this country, the country may have been built on the backs of black people, but its entire governance relies on the sacrifice of poor white people. Your family was never rich. You come from a lineage of poor white people. Your family never owned slaves. Their families did. Your family doesn't have any generational wealth from slavery, but because you are white, you are still subjected to criticism, prejudices, hatred, as if you did. They gotta go through it, but at least they're rich. They don't care. They're in the air. You have to live and work side by side with the descendants of the enslaved. That hatred that they have for what their ancestors endured solely is taken out on you. And because the rich whites hate you, they never gave you any real financial or legislative power. They gave you a badge and said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And because you share the same skin tone as them, you never see how much they truly hate you. They make billions by invading countries, conquering lands, taking resources. And their children don't shed a drop of blood to do it. Their children had to go to college. Their children got doctor's notes. Their children were draft dodgers. So to get what they want, they told you that you were fighting for your honor, your valor, your glory, your patriotism. You are to die for your country. Your children's blood shall spill for your country, and their children will inherit their country. And if you were fortunate enough to fight in that war and come back alive, you were addicted to morphine and you couldn't function in society. So they say, thank you for your service. You are our hero. We're here to save you. We're gonna get you off of that morphine. So they create a drug that's gonna save our heroes. The drug to save our heroes, she is our heroine. So they use the heroine to treat you for your morphine addiction. But now you're even more addicted to the heroin. So they've just made billions off of this new wonder drug, and you're left with the most painful withdrawals and the strongest substance dependency known to man. Now you are one of the millions of homeless, heroin addicted, poor white vets. The government begins to fly in a new drug. The government flies this new drug in for the rich white elite. But by allowing poor men to buy it from them, those men can alter that drug to make it stronger and cheaper. Every poor white family member that did not fight their war, that did not get addicted to morphine, that did not become addicted to heroin, is now addicted to crack. The crack was not just a black problem.
Crack is spreading. It's exploding. It isn't going down. It isn't a problem of black neighborhoods. It isn't a case of only Americans who happen to be black have this central problem. But this stuff is sold and used among whites.
And when the check came, even your women had to pay the tab.
In Detroit, Susan Barbier was sentenced to life imprisonment last week for setting up her 13-year-old daughter to be raped by this man. Ms. Barbier says she did it to get money to pay for crack cocaine.
Internet boom has allowed pharmaceutical companies to rake in billions of dollars. But these damn black people, they're drug addicts. We just give them Tylenol, ibuprofen. But we trust our poor white brothers and sisters. So whenever you're hurting, we have Oxycontin, Vicodin, Percocet, codeine, Tramadol, fentanyl. And unless you're talking about fentanyl, this dick, black people don't know nothing about that. And because they made it so easy to access these safe and trusted pills, you are now left to bury your poor white children. Your rich white brethren have committed genocide on you. They have unleashed a plague on your people, and you gave them total permission. You supported the laws that went against your own interests, the very laws that allowed them to deregulate industries and sell you poison. They gave you heroin in order to help you. You became addicted to that, while everyone else that did not go to war became addicted to their crack. Then they flooded your community with high-cost, highly addictive, unregulated pain pills. They offer to help you. But when someone has an opioid addiction, you cannot cut off their supply. So your children begin to use heroin as a cheap substitute. Now your grandchildren are addicted to the very same drug that they got you addicted to when you came back from Vietnam. And you really think that these white people love you just because your skin is white.